Okay, hi. Good morning, class. Yes, this lecture is actually week 11 lecture on contract. Okay, so week 11 Tuesday class. Okay, so this week I'm gonna do all pre-recording for you. um, I think I just want everybody to start to focus a little bit on your assignments. So please start to focus on it, and then I'll do pre-recorded this week so that you can just listen to it at your leisure lah. And you can do like certain time, like you can make use of the class time to do your assignments or have actually interactions with your group mate over that period of time. Or you can and then what we do this pre-recorded lecture is you can listen to it at your own leisure, meaning that whenever you want to, you're eating your lunch ka, you're going to the toilet ka, you can just listen to it. Okay, so before I last week we talked about construction management. Okay, we will see that construction management actually in terms of the project life cycle, it will be in the construction phase, what we call the delivery phase of the project. And in this delivery phase of the project, we started off with procurement, determining of the procurement method, and then the contract type, the documents to be used, and all the different documents that you need to prepare, like specifications, like contract documents, like tender documents, and then also standard form of contract, and drawings and BQs. These are all the documents that you need to prepare before you can go into and talk about tendering. So tendering, and we'll move in and talk about tendering. So basically, after tender, the award of the contract is finished. Okay, you will award the contract out to the winning contractor, or the contractor that is most qualified to do the work for you. Then after that, you will move into contract signing, site possession, and then managing the site. So there is two things to managing the site. There will be the physical aspects, such as monitoring things on site, like time, cost, quality, like materials, like progress of work, like method of statements, communications. All these are very physical things, very physical things, very hands-on things that you need to work on site. And those tools and techniques that we use is site daily record, or nowadays with a lot of this new technology, you can use many different type of softwares, or also using ready-made Google Forms and all that to actually do your monitoring work. And then from there, you'll be converting your monitoring work into proper data, such as histograms, such as table checklist, manpower return list, and all this will actually be used to study the problems on site, and to check on whether the progress of the site is actually well going or not. And then the S-curve, like I say, is one of the most major technique as well, to see whether the project is on time and also on budget. Okay, so you see, in construction management, there's a physical aspects of things. Okay, so from procurement method, which I asked you to do your own research, to contract type, which we'll be covering this coming week, to tendering method, which we've already covered last week, and then to the construction physical site management, we will be covering we have already covered the physical aspects of the construction management. So now what is missing here? The missing part here is contract type, and then the contract administration. So the contract documents, the contract type, contract documents, and also the contract administration, which is the other aspects of construction management. So construction management, like I said, there's physical aspects and there's a contractual aspects. In the managing of the contractual aspects is whereby you need to study, you really need to work on and study the contract, and then to actually execute the contract accordingly. So this is the other, like I said, the other line that is parallel. You see, so you've got your procurement type and method, and which we ask you to do your own research. And then after that, we've got this contract type, which will be linked to the contract documents, which will be linked to tender as well. And then after that, then the actual contract administration on site. So these are the linkage, the three linkage. And then of course, from the documents that you prepare for tender, and then you prepare for award, and after that you prepare for handing over of the site, and then you physically manage the site. So we finish that line, you see. So there's two lines here, two parallel lines here that we're trying to follow. Yeah, but the whole picture, please remember, is from procurement to contract to documents to tender to handing over of project. Then after that, you've got the management of construction, which is the physical, and also the contractual administration, the contract administration. So there's about two jaban here. There's two split here. Okay, so what we are going to go through this week is basically the legal aspects of things. Okay, so what before we actually go into contract type, okay, and also the contract documents and to the handing over of the site and to the contract administration, we really need to understand what is a contract. A contract is an agreement, and all engineering project is a contract, and you cannot escape that saying. Under the common law of Malaysia, contract law governs all engineering contract. Okay, so by the this is part of the Civil Law Act in 1956, you see. So contract is something that all engineers needs to handle. So we're not lawyers, we understand that. There are construction lawyers, there are legal people who does things like that, but you as an engineer, because you are going to be entering into a contract either as a contractor or a developer or a client, or you are entering the contract as a consultant or designer or professional person, you need to understand the formation of a valid contract, you see. So this is the aspects that we need to groom you. So before you can go into that, we also need to you need to understand some legal terms and legal jargon. Okay, there is two legal parts. There's two legal aspects that all engineers needs to worry about, and that is number one, the law of contract law of Malaysia, which is governed by the Contract Act 1950, and the law of tort, which is talking about negligence and duty of care and standard of care. Those are very, very much applicable to professional engineers, like designers, like the consultant. So these two aspects of the Malaysian legal aspects are pretty much valid. Okay, valid for Malaysian law. Okay, so Malaysian law on construction. So this is something that you need to be aware of, okay, before we can move into talking about contract type and then and the rest of the other contract administration issue, because you need to understand why you are managing it, you see. So, and this is pretty much very, very valid, for your job. Okay, so it's good to understand that. And law of contract is the beginning. So these two aspects. So law of tort will be covering in ethics next year, and law of contract is covering here today in this Tuesday class. Okay, and we'll move in and talk about the contract law of Malaysia. Okay,